back again. Marking out. Some people like to use templates, and they're okay. I use templates, but I only use templates when I have a production run. Say somebody wants 6 dessert spoons, and they want them all the same size. Then I'll use a template because that'll put me somewhere on the money. And they'll all end up individual anyway, but at least we start with something uniform. Other than that, I like to do it freehand. It keeps your spoon individual. They're never quite the same. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mark a line as straight as we can. I'm following a piece of the grain there. It's just curving off up here, so I'll just carry on straight. I want a straight spoon. I like handles, it goes down. Tra-la. Now the trick here is draw 1/2 of your spoon. So size of the bowl, depending how big your mouth is, whether it's a guy's spoon or a gal's spoon, as our American friends, or if it's for a bloke or a Sheila, if you're in Australia. And we're just going to sketch it out. Something egg-shaped. Widest point is at the bottom of the crank we've cut. Then we're going to come in like so. That looks pretty good. Like that. Then we're going to do the handle. I like a narrow neck here, so I'm going to do a narrow neck there because I can. You'll also remember, if you're going narrow here, you have to be deep there for grain strength. Otherwise, pushing hard into something like ice cream, fresh ice cream, you'll break along the grain, or the back of the bowl will come out, or something ridiculous. It's very embarrassing. A bit of a neck. Flare it out, bring it back in slightly, and we'll finish it off. 1/2 spoon. So how do we get the other side to look something like this? If you do it freehand, no, it's going to be very asymmetrical. Don't get too hung up on symmetry. Symmetry's good. You try your hardest for symmetry, for balance. It's for balance of the thing. The best way to do that is at various points, nothing marked out, but just draw lines across. Draw lines. Like that. Upend your spoon, and now using your thumb as a gauge on your pencil, come up to the first mark, put the tip of the pencil on the centre line and your thumbnail on the bowl rim. Then transfer that over. Put your thumb on the centre line and mark with the pencil. Pencil lead on the centre line, thumb on the rim, thumb on the centre line, mark it. Out a bit further, thumb on the centre line, mark it. Down here in the guts of it somewhere. There, that'll do. Mark it. We can do that by eye. That's only 3mm, so that one's there. That's about the same. Up here, tiny wee thing. That's the rain on the roof you can hear there, just a little bit. We've had quite a lot of rain. My property was ready to go up in smoke 2 years ago because we were in the middle of a drought and we had fires. I'm drowning at the moment. And that'll do. And then sort of roughing along it. I can see that this is a beautiful curve here. This has come in flat, so we'll just push that out slightly, maybe a millimetre at the most. Yeah, that's good enough. And then here, and then weigh it up. And that would be good enough, I reckon. That'll get us up and running. Righto. Cutting out. First thing we're going to do is put a couple of relief cuts in there. I'll explain that in a minute. The reason we put relief cuts is simply so that as we axe down the handle towards the neck, if the wood starts to split, as it will, it will hit this stop cut and stop, which is why it's called stop cut. That's good enough. You can see they're not in line. It doesn't matter. Now, using my big axe, stop it. Just axe down and skim that corner. If you're not very good with an axe, give yourself a bit of wriggle room. You can always sneak up on it with a knife later. See, that's a bit thick. Again, if you know that later in the track, down the track, you are going to be taking some piece of wood out, you might as well take it out now. And I know that when we come in here and axe into the blank, this will move down this surface here and it will get thicker again. So it doesn't really matter, but I don't want to have to axe through 3 inches when I can hack through 2. Just going to take some off the side. Take some thickness off this bowl here. Don't come up too close to the bowl. We're going to carve this top surface down. We're going to, as you can see, there's quite a sharp angle in the bottom here. We're going to smooth that out and we're going to put a nice curve up into the handle there. So give yourself some carving room. Don't get too close too soon. Many a slip twixt lip and cup. So it needs to be thinned out on the back as well, so we'll do that now. And as you can see, this bit under here is a bit fat, so being very careful of our fingers. Hand right up for control, lock the arm in, just using the wrist. Just going to tap away, take that out. Like that. Right, we're at 12 minutes. I'm going to leave that there and we're going to come back in the next clip. Ta-da!